Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of It's All Related. I'm Sonia Choquette, here with my gorgeous daughters, Sonia Tully and Sabrina Tully. And our podcast is where we discuss how to live an intuitive, empathic life in a world that doesn't just quite get it. Hi, Bean.
Hi, Mama. Hi, Cease.
Hi. Usually it's hi, Sonia in New Orleans, but right now I'm sitting next to Mom. We're sharing a mic in my office. Hi, Cease. I wish you were here.
I know. I wish I was there too. I know you guys are having so much fun.
It's been really wonderful. You're going to love New Orleans. It's been really wonderful, but it's just pouring rain. So I'm glad that we're able to just get together and get out of the rain because it's wonderful, except when it's pouring rain.
It genuinely feels like the sky opened up and then is like wringing the most intense towel. We had very aspirational of going for a walk in the park today, but I think unless we have galoshes and a giant coat, it's not going to happen.
Comfortable. Also, Mom has a little bit of a history of a slip and fall situation sometimes. So let's keep her inside until it's nice and dry.
I'm definitely
We don't need
inside.
that. No. We're keeping her in. Also, I don't mind it either.
So one of the things we did yesterday, which we don't do in London or in Paris, is we went to a mall.
I know. It felt like a flashback from the early 2000s.
What mall did you go to?
The Lakeview Mall in Metairie, Louisiana.
What brought you to the mall?
Christmas surprises. So
be a Christmas surprise for you.
I do like at the Williams-Sonoma experience at the mall, and you can really only get that at the mall.
Basically, that's not where we went, but good information to have for what we'll be doing in today's rainy afternoon.
Yeah, today maybe you go and find the Williams-Sonoma. They always have great like Christmassy stuff, and because I'm gluten-free, they do loads of gluten-free stuff at the Williams-Sonoma Christmassy. And it's just hard in the UK. You can't get there's no market here for gluten-free and Christmas at the same time.
See, now that is your Christmas angels and your Christmas fairies communicating loud and clear on, what your inner child needs. We were talking about that today. What does everybody's Christmas is about hitting what the inner child wants.
Definitely.
And we were really I was wondering what my inner child wanted, and we were wondering what yours wanted, and we hadn't come up with a solution. So here, beaming in, you give us this idea. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I say what my inner child wants, honestly, if I thought about it, if I reflect for a second, I think my inner child wants a perfect Christmas that's like a holiday Hallmark card. Everything is perfect. Santa shows up. There's cocoa, everybody gets along from every single walk of life. And there's not one bump or one stress or one anything.
Carolers at the door.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this time of year, especially because it's so dark outside, it's just like there's kind of two channels happening at one time. Like on one channel, it's like it's dark, it's cold. It's been cold here in London and rainy, so we've had to kind of be inside quite a bit this week. Where overall, though, it's been pretty nice to get outside and go for walks. It's been a pretty mild so far cold season. But still, like the days are short. The sun doesn't come up till 8. It goes down at about 3:30.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So our day is really like 7.5 hours and then it's over. But so there's one channel of me where it's like, I feel kind of quiet and like I want to cocoon a bit. And then there's another part of me that wants to create cozy. And I think that speaks to like the inner child at this time of year really does need, especially with having 2 little girls. And my 4-year-old Sufi has been really into Christmas music this week. Her new favorite Christmas song is Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh,
So she's really into Jingle Bell Rock. So we have to put on Jingle Bell Rock on repeat.
Oh,
And
also, I have to share
it.
this. I got to share this because our favorite story, we have book club, this book club nighttime. And we're reading Olivia, her favorite book, prepares for Christmas. And one of the parts of the book, they sing, the Christmas song, Gloria, Gloria.
Yeah.
So she loves it. But every time we finish it, after she screams at the top of her lungs, she's quiet for a minute. She goes, that was intense.
No lie detected there.
She really gives it all. Yesterday we had the Christmas show at school. It was the Christmas show, and she was just front and center, completely just giving it her all, just showing up, giving it her all, and singing full out and doing all the hand moves. And then at some point during the show, she kind of zoned out for a little bit. And I taught her daydreaming. I like what daydreaming is when you go somewhere and you're in yourself, you travel a little bit, you go somewhere else for a minute. So after she came home, I said, how did you like the show? How did you feel? And she said, it was so fun. And then in the middle, I did some daydreaming.
I love it. A psychic, intuitive babe, a Pisces. Just sometimes when the earthling gets a little much, let's wander.
A bit much. Let's just
go to the
take the temperature down for a minute, and then I'm back. And then you could see her come back into the room, and re-entry, and full hand movements again. Just had a little moment of checking out, checking back in.
I could see when she left, because it was a part of the program where the music was a bit slow.
It was not intense.
It wasn't something that was speaking to her spirit. I could see 100%. It. You could literally see her fly out of her body at the moment.
She said, that'll be enough.
That'll be enough. This is, I know her so well. I could see this. This is not for me.
Yeah.
She sat for a minute listening, and then it was like, nah, not for me.
Not into this song. And then she came back, and then I liked that she remembered she had done it. She said, I daydreamed in the middle of it, and then I came back. And I said, how did you feel? And she said, very proud of myself.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's a big thing. That. I mean,
it is for anyone
in pre-kindergarten doing your kindergarten Christmas show. She was brave and happy. And, to the credit of the school, nobody cried, because I remember being such a sensitive kid that I get up on that stage and burst into tears and run off and be overwhelmed. And I had so much anxiety as a child.
I do remember that.
I didn't like it. It felt overwhelming to my system.
Your poor little body, just your poor little open-hearted spirit body did get overwhelmed by the intensity of it. And we still do that. I mean, even our whole family, if we all go to the parade, everybody's looking at the awe, and you and Sonia and we're like sobbing.
Oh my gosh, that's from Disney on Ice last year. I honestly, because even just as you're talking about Sufi and her performance, and I'm just even the inner child, that's just, their heart is so open to the world. They're just so sharing themselves, their little dance moves, the things that they've learned, and they are so excited. And just the energy so open. So we went to Disney on Ice. We've said this. I think it was 2 years. Was that 2 years ago? Was that last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And it's me, the four of us, and Sufi is just hanging tough. And we were in the top, not the little box arena. So we had a really good view of the whole 360 Disney on Ice. And I will never forget them introducing all of those Disney characters and those babies standing in the seat.
They went wild.
And I honestly, my little inner child, my little heart, so touched. We're all tearing. We're all lockjaw, because it's
not to sob.
Because, and I'm talking for me, I'm like a sob of, do I need to call my therapist? Like, do I need to go to the bathroom to excuse myself?
Yeah. It's
the
so
overwhelm.
Moving.
It is.
It's so deeply moving. Your children, especially, I know for me, recently we went to a wedding in Morocco, and we took Sufi with us. And mom and I went to, there was a traditional henna night, which in many Arabic cultures, the night before the wedding, the women all get together and they get henna on their hands and their feet. It's
that.
like beautiful tattoos. And it's just time to be together with the women. And then sometimes they bring the man in for a little bit to be a part of it. It's really beautiful. And there's these big drums that they do, big drumming. It's really
that would also make me sob.
Drumming. And my mom and I and Sufi are at this henna night, and mom and I are just sobbing. I mean, the bride and the mother of the bride are not even
cool and chill.
There's no tear in anyone else's eye, and mom and I are just
this is so
beautiful. It because I'm like, this
so
is
moving. This is so much
Sufi's culture, and she's experiencing this, and I'm watching it through her eyes, and how she's absorbing what's going on, and I'm just at some point I just
we couldn't look at
bathroom,
each other.
Throw cold water on my face. I got to get grounded.
Back in the face.
Yeah, it was actually good because that was the dry run. And obviously the drumming continued for the wedding. But because I had gotten...
But, that's just the thing. When you're open-hearted and you're empathic, you don't just experience the life out there. It goes through your nervous system.
Yeah,
the drumming was in our bodies, and we were just... And the intention and the celebration and the history, it was just like emotional electrocution. Actually,
it was so much drumming. And then when I got married, and I also got married in Morocco, not 7 years ago now.
I know, wild.
And but I was so grateful that we only had drumming one day. Because I was reflecting back on, if we had had that drumming all through the weekend, every photo of mom and I at that, and probably you, would have just been because we feel
ugly
it.
Cry face.
Yeah, we feeling it, living it. And I think so many of us as empaths, like you're right, we feel and live life at such a level of intensity. It's another thing for me with London right now, because it's packed. London Christmas is like quintessential,
yeah, it's Charles Dickens
Christmas. It's Charles Dickens Christmas Carol.
Yes.
Is that his?
I remember Charles Dickens, but
yeah, it is a Christmas,
it's a Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
That whole city becomes a Christmas Carol.
It becomes a Christmas Carol here. Every street, every place you go, it's the lights are on, and it's cozy, and it's open fires and hot cocos, and the whole. This city is the epitome of Christmas. But what that also means is there are a lot of people that come to London for the month of December, and my nervous system has a really hard time with the crowds here. I really get overwhelmed by the intensity. So the emotional intensity and just the proximity of so many people. And it's really like, that for me, it's always like a time of year that I love, but I simultaneously also feel like I have to hide at the same time because it's so intense.
That's the difference. I will run into the crowd and you will run away, because I love to be in the front row of the Christmas lights.
You do. I'm curious for you, Sabrina, because I don't know if I've ever specifically asked you this, because, we have to be in the world. When you're in these crowds or in places like that where it's so much swirl, and especially at the holidays, heightened, how do you stay grounded for yourself?
Well, not always successfully. I mean, that's not 100%. For me, it's a work in progress all the time, because I am feeling it. So I remember last year I was super pregnant with baby Ara, and I took Sufi to this Christmas extravaganza light show. And by the end of that experience, I think I had to take to the bed for a week. I mean, it was like, I was so blown out. from that one Christmas
Did not lie, it
show.
was extravaganza.
It was too much. It blew me out. So for me, it's a push. It's always just being it starts with being really super conscious of like what I'm doing. Like, for example, mom loves going to live theater.
Yes.
Mom loves that. Like, it's her joy. She loves it. I do not love it as much as mom does. And
or at all.
It's not that I don't love it at all. It's just I realize there are so many things that have to be working for me to have a good time that I'd rather not put you through me not having a good, like, I feel like if you're having a good time and someone's not having a good time, it really puts a damper on your good time. So I don't ever want to put the damper on the good time.
Yeah.
We tried it a couple weeks ago. Me being in the Christmas spirit, got 3 tickets for you and Sophie and I to go see Elf, which is big Christmas, because you love the movie.
I love the movie.
And I'm thinking, okay, she's going to love Elf. And it literally blew us all out.
Yeah, we all came out of the theater thinking,
shell-shocked.
There was one moment in it where it's the same moment in the movie. And if anybody hasn't seen the movie Elf, I highly recommend it. Talking about the inner child at this time of year, for me, it's such a, because the other thing that became clear to me about the character of Elf is that he is a child in the sense that he's not jaded. He's completely open-hearted. He's not,
totally.
My favorite part of that movie is when they say Santa's coming and he goes, Santa, I know him. I know him. I'm like, that is such an inner child, open-hearted thing to say. So I'm like, that character, so sweet and so special and so just all the good, beautiful things. But on stage, it didn't translate.
We were not loving Elf.
You really want to say Elf grow up?
No, he looked like a middle-aged, a bit bloated. We're not buying it, Elf.
Yeah, and
we were not buying Elf. Who they cast was not.
He broke the fantasy.
He wasn't selling it.
Well, the thing about Will Ferrell in that movie is you really believe him. So you're like, no, this is Elf. Like this,
100%.
Sweet, innocent, open-hearted. And as it translated to the stage, Mom and I are looking at each other like, Elf has been through some stuff. As an intuitive.
Elf might need a therapist.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Sophie isn't buying it either.
Yeah,
she is looking at us like, why are we here?
The vibe didn't translate. It didn't
resonate. The thing that I realized about it as well, back to my inner child, is it's like it had no Christmas music in it. It was all original music for the stage show.
Not one Christmas song.
Not one Christmas song. And part of
too many creative liberties.
Too many creative liberties. And what makes Elf so wonderful and so uplifting is the Christmas music in it. That's like really, for your inner child. So for me, it's like that. I think that's where they had a miss.
But we're really now enduring Elf. We're not enjoying it, except Santa lifts off. His sled is trashed in Central Park. And he literally does lift off. I don't know how they did it, but the next thing you know, Santa's big old mechanical sled is hanging over our heads and a whole lot of real snow. Well, I don't know if it was
bubbles. It was bubbles, Mom.
Was it bubbles?
Inner child driving. It's the snow.
There we go again, sobbing. I am sobbing. And I'm embarrassed because I was really loathing the play, and then I'm sobbing.
Well, that moment was pretty remarkable because they've got Santa up in the air with all the bubble snow. And Sophie's like, wow, like she's really into it. And so again, Mom and I were sobbing when that happened, just ugly cries because that one moment.
open heart.
Exuberance.
There was a bunch of other kids.
But what you guys are talking of just being in the incongruent vibe of the new creative elf, of just being like in my own energy, like this doesn't resonate. For you, Sabrina, you're like, what is happening? Mom is, I'm sure, in the middle of like, and then when the sleigh lifts off, all of those little babies' hearts just open. And I feel like it just spiked the vibration and the energy that you just can't help but just have a good have a good cry. Because it's true. It's like the frequency. Well, we didn't train.
Well, here's the deal. You're right. Because we were all in our heads. The play never got you out of your head. And Elf's girlfriend.
Oh, she was horrible.
Oh my God. With all due respect.
In the movie, if we remember, she's a bit of a tough cookie in the beginning. And then you really grow to love her. But this woman, never. There was never a moment.
Never
softened. Why would
she was not nice to the end? Why is he madly in love with her? She's a yuck.
Possibly does this elf see in this woman?
They cast a Scrooge. It was a Scrooge.
Totally. She was a total Scroogey vibe.
So we were trying really hard to like, somebody please sell the vibe here that we were expecting. And it was not happening.
There was no magic in it until the magic moment of Santa lifting off. And then all of our hearts and all of our inner children and everybody in the audience, then it was a big shift into our hearts and we felt it. And, it was that moment.
Wonder and awe.
So now it got 1 star out of 5. How many stars did how many stars was the theater versus the lift off?
Moment 5 stars, but I would say up until and after, no stars.
I would say no stars too. And here I'm a believer, right? So I'm really holding the wish and the anticipation that this is going to be eventually in this any moment a good experience. And I'm kind of eyeballing Sabrina's tube over Sufi's and I'm eyeballing Sufi and she is looking utterly bored and then says to me, this isn't really my thing. And then said, can I get some ice cream? And I just had to say, you know what? You're right. They oversold the promise was our desire. And I think actually that's pretty metaphorical for Christmas. We all are having this fabulous expectation. And then, is this real life? Christmas kind of comes in.
Are you ready to experience a glorious life? One in which your intuition guides you in every single decision that comes your way, and you feel the constant support and assistance of your spirit guides and your angels watching your back, opening doors, pointing you in the right direction, and keeping you out of harm's way? And how about a life where you actually succeed in creating the life you want? Well, that is all possible if you sign up for my brand new first time ever masterclass, Your Glorious Life, a 6-week life-changing transformational journey teaching you how to trust your vibes, how to listen to your guides, how to connect and make sure you create what you really want. Sign up now. The class begins October 20th, and I don't want you to miss out. The link is in the notes below.
Definitely. Totally. And for me, it's what I'm also just feeling, because I understand that too, when you have your own anticipation and excitement, like bringing you and Sufi to Elf, and it's going to be great. And then it's not that good, and you're managing your own. And then for me, I'm also aware that I've brought company, that I'm responsible for not responsible for the experience, but I've directed the experience. Yeah. And so then feeling that, and then you have Sufi who's neutral, who's like, I'm going to call a spade a spade. This isn't the vibe. And that just like, but of how like you're saying, how the holidays can do that. I'll be like, I remember one time a few years ago at your house, I had this idea of building gingerbread houses. And I think this is when you were pregnant with Sufi years ago.
No,
So
this was when I was pregnant with Ara last year. And
No, we made them. We never made them. I ordered them all from the Biscuiteers. I had this whole vision of what we were going to do.
Okay.
And, you were super pregnant and we had different people coming in and out. We had dinners and it was just really busy. And I just kept looking at these gingerbread houses of being we're going to have this magic family moment. It never happened. And it was fine, but I definitely was feeling being like the fantasy in my head versus just what it's like in real life.
We ended up doing it last year.
Yeah, and that was really fun.
It was fun, but we also laughed because Ahmed and I are two Virgos making gingerbread houses.
They're doing architectural design.
We are arguing over. Ahmed and I get really both controlling about our shared gingerbread house experience. And both of our inner children don't want to let the other one have the reins because it's like, well, no, your idea is stupid. And your idea. And it was like, I was arguing. And Suvi's in the middle, like, what is wrong with these people? Like, we're just, look, it wasn't terrible, but it was testy. It was a testy exchange about where the marshmallows should be laid on the gingerbread house.
You guys are putting them all very meticulous in a row, and I, with my Aries, was just slamming the marshmallows.
Slapping them on.
Just slapping them on, and it looks like a bag of marshmallows melted, and I'm pulling them apart and trying to spread them around. So it's huge yuck, a huge blob. And it just goes to show that what we have to do is have kind of the empath and the intuitive always is open for the wonder and the awe. And we feel the vibe and we feel the spirit of Christmas. We feel the spirit of the inner child. So how do we protect that and not get it run over by the life's traffic?
And not letting the inner child drive. That's it for me. It's like, I love the inner child open wonder, but if she's the one in charge of the experience, we're probably going to have a bad time because it's not,
it'll never work.
It's just not real life.
You have to look after her wholeheartedly and recognize what she needs or he needs, but also not let her drive because children are terrible drivers. So 100%. It's a balancing act of like, for me, there are things I know my inner child really enjoys about Christmas, like pancakes on Christmas morning, getting pumpkin pancakes on Christmas morning. My inner child loves that because it feels special and it feels it takes an extra bit of time. So you have to make the effort. So doing these things on Christmas feel fun and festive. But to your point, like the expectations, if they get too high, then we can just kind of have a crash and burn.
Totally. For me, what I also can find is that sometimes also it's like my inner child wants to create the experience. And then my inner adult wants to do it all. It's like my little pet wants to do it all. So then I overextend. I'm like, I need to cook every single thing. I need to wrap every single present and I don't need any help. And I'm going to really just go above and beyond to help to create the Christmas magic or the holiday magic. But then I'm crisp. So even when I show up, it's like my gas tank is empty. It is empty.
It's so
and then maybe even sometimes resentful.
Totally. I remember even like learning this lesson when Sufi was 3, when she turned 3. So last year at Christmas time, we bought her too many gifts.
Yeah.
And then halfway through opening her gifts, she just got this very like glazed over, saturated look on her face. And I started saying to Mom, like, just take them up, like, just when she's not looking, let's just disappear like half of these presents because this is not going well.
It's too much. It's too much to absorb.
Too much. So now we have a 5 gift max.
Love that. Yeah. Love that.
I think so because she was troubled. She was stressed. She was stressed. We could see.
Like, this is chaotic.
This is work.
I now have to be excited about every single thing you guys thought I wanted. And I don't want any of these things. And I could even see how her little inner child, literal child self, was trying to calculate navigating it. So I'm just throwing gifts to mom saying, please take these upstairs and put them away. We'll open them another day.
Oh my gosh.
Our ceiling.
Which it brings me again, one of my favorite moments from last year, Christmas, we're opening gifts. But Sufi had decided that we were, as a family, going to sing Old McDonald. So she passed out instruments to every single one of us. And
again,
right. And we're all like ready for Sufi to dive into the gifts. And it's going to be this whole thing. And we're have our coffee. No. We're all going to do this. So we won around, Old McDonald had a cow. Now it's a dog and this. And then we're like, woo, end of the song. And she taps. And she goes, it's a long song.
Like, hang in there.
We are not done.
We're not done yet. Have you guys heard Old McDonald recently? There's he had a cow.
Keep the rhythm up. Keep the rhythm up.
He's got a rooster. He's got a horse. What are you talking about?
We had the whole farm had to present itself.
We had to do the whole farm. It's a long song.
It's a long song. And that's where even there, it's like even wanting to sometimes create the goodness. Sometimes it's a long song. We do not.
I was impatient to want her to open her present. And she was fully enjoying a family band, Old McDonald. And she also had a flu. You remember she had a terrible flu and really high fever? So she was a little delirious too on Tylenol. So she was really enjoying that Old McDonald, and we weren't getting it. We were trying to rush her before
that was our signal of
pause. Every single stanza we tried to make the grand ending, and then she'd start with the next one.
Yeah. So it's a good reminder of we have to slow down and just be present with whatever the goodness is of the moment and not try to rush through to the next thing.
Or pile on a bunch of experiences. One of my favorite things last year that I loved was after Christmas, everybody went to bed. Sonia and I took the train down to Oxford Street and it was pretty empty.
It was very empty.
And we got to walk all around and see all the Christmas lights and no crowd.
Yeah, we actually said this would be perfect for Sabrina.
For me, that sounds like my
it was about 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And because everybody was probably...
We all know where I am.
I know.
Yeah, I thought we'll have to wait yet
another few years, another little bit.
Because I'm asleep.
But it was really cool because we saw everything and got back on the train and was back home in an hour.
Yeah, it was great. And that's so smart to think also just what we were talking about at the beginning of staying ground when we get overly saturated is maybe just go on the off hour.
Yeah, maybe for me, I've really come to peace with your question earlier, how do you stay grounded? I've come to peace with the sensitivity of my nervous system. Yeah. I don't like loud places. I don't like lots of crowds. I don't like fighting a crowd to get where I need to go.
To have the happy experience.
It really oversaturates my nervous system and I can do it, but then I have to take to my bed because it takes a lot for me to recover from it. So
take to your bed with a soft eye cushion, a velvet eye cushion and dark room.
Dark room, white noise,
and sniffing deprivation.
I need to just be in complete darkness and white noise quiet, not just quiet. It has to be a good solid white noise, brown noise quiet for me to reset my nervous system. Because I am who I am. And I've tried, as mom has so lovingly invited me to so many concerts and plays, and even we'll be on the street. She wants to run up to the rock band on the street, playing for their dinner.
Oh, I know. There's a busker. Mom is front row.
I love the busker. I always think they're just putting good vibes in the world. But
it's also I get it.
I'm so empathic to the players as well.
You think they're in survival and in their last
I'm like,
gasping breaths trying to save the human race?
Are you all right? Like my wires get crossed.
Yeah.
And I just feel overwhelmed. So I've made peace. And what we do is we
separate.
Make fun.
Yeah.
Humor to be able to laugh at myself about these sensitivities that I have.
Oh, and it also just when you know yourself and your spirit better. And I think this is one of the things that I appreciate even about getting older and just being conscious. It's like you can set yourself and people that you love up for success.
Yes.
Because otherwise, like, okay, with the idea of the concert, it's like some mom's really into it. It's like, I want to help be there. But then I'm not going to have a good time. You're not going to have a good time.
I'm not going to.
So as loving to each of us, because that's just the truth of myself, then
but you guys
talk about it after. No, I'm different. I'm wired.
I'm in the middle. Time. You're the one that wants to self-select out. I like to be in the comfort seat at the edge, and you like to be
selecting out. No, it's
just for the energy.
No. I'm selecting into what works for me.
Love that reframe. Yeah, that's a great way to put that.
I'm not selecting out of life. I'm just consciously selecting into the things that actually work for me, which is very different from the two of you. And that's
but even good. Sonia and I are different.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
You'll definitely want to be like she took me to Jazz Fest, and because I wanted to go see the Rolling Stones, but I was anxious because I didn't want to get swallowed up by a mosh pit. So
I came in. I was like, we were bringing mommy in right before. I got the collapsible chairs.
Didn't you say most of the people at the concert were in their 70s, Mom?
Absolutely the most geriatric 50,000 person crowd I've ever seen. And every one of them knew the songs, but I knew we'd be safe because they were in wheelchairs and walkers and canes and shuffling slow. And I thought
I probably would have enjoyed that.
You would have enjoyed that. I actually had a ball, and Sonia had created this space where we weren't smashed.
And all my friends would provide the circle.
She created a circle, so I was in the middle, but I wasn't. I had my personal space.
Yeah.
You know when I knew I wasn't going to like Elf? When they started the music, and the first thought I had was, this is too loud. They need to turn the volume down on this orchestra. This is too loud. No one needs this much volume. It was too loud. No one needs this much volume.
Please, actually, we had that same experience 2 nights ago. We went and saw the movie Wicked in a theater, in a big, epic recliner chair movie theater. And they had the music was
so loud.
Kind of, not only that, it
piped through the seats with bass.
The seat
give you an experience.
So when there was like
a nightmare,
your whole body was rocking and rolling. We adjusted, but even both of us for a minute, Sonia and I for a minute went, okay, we're gonna have to hold on here.
Oh, that would have blown me out the roof.
Oh, I know.
It would have. And it was fabulous once we adjusted, but I did walk out saying that was quite the experience, having it being piped through my muscles throughout my entire body. I did not expect that.
That sounds intense.
Love that. I love that. I am, well, I know you have to go, Bean. We love you so much.
We'll see you soon. I'm on my way back. We'll see you soon.
And we'll get to our tool of the week.
Yeah, you guys get on to the tool of the week. I got to run because I got childcare that's coming up here I'm needed for. But I love you both so much. I love all of you. And I'll talk to you next week.
Cannot wait. Can't wait.
Love
you. So, Mom, what's our tool of the week this week?
The tool of the week is to stay well, it's a couple. Maybe stay grounded in the holiday experience so your inner child doesn't get trashed.
Yeah.
And can actually have the holiday experience. Like you said, let your inner adult drive the bus and your inner child gets to ride along instead of be the bus driver.
Yeah. And sometimes for myself, how I even check in with that is saying, okay, what are my expectations? My inner child has really high expectations. So it's like low
FOMO. I want it all.
Yeah.
I want the play. I want the ice skating. I want the marshmallows. I want the gingerbread house. I want it all, but my physical body can't keep up.
No. So I feel like just in that same way of letting your adult, just even as we keep talking about checking back in with your spirit, checking in with your body of what you're available to. Because I know for myself, when my inner child is driving, I overgive or overdo.
That's the point, because I think empaths and intuitives generally not only want your own inner child experience, but you're feeling the energy of everyone else and you want them to share the inner child experience. So we knock ourselves out to try and create it.
Yes.
And have no control over it, whether that lands or is experienced. And that's where we get trashed.
I love that. So I feel like that should be, our tool of the week. And next up, we're going to have our question. We absolutely love to hear from you. So if you can write us at it's all related podcast questions @gmail.com. You can also write us at hello@soniatully.com. And this week we have a question from our beautiful listener, Joan. Joan asks, hey, girls, I love the podcast. I have a really simple question. What are some ways that I can strengthen my intuition in my day to day? I've been using affirmations, but sometimes I feel like it's not working. Any tips?
I think the first tip is to stop, inhale, take a breath, pause, exhale, and empty, because it pulls you back into your body, which is where you're going to start feeling those subtle communications of your intuition. I then think it's important to ask, what am I available to? Because if you have to be available for your intuition to guide you. Am I available to hear what my intuition has to say? Because the reason most of us don't really tune in is because we really don't want to hear it. I don't want to change my plans. I don't want to reassess my choices. I don't want to really dive into what I'm doing. So don't ask unless you're available. And then ask, but don't hold yourself to need to follow it. Just acknowledge it.
I love that. Because exactly what I was going to say, even just as a habit, a new practice, just checking in. What does my intuition say? When even
suggest, because it might not be words. What do I
feel?
What do I sense? And then just vocalize it, giving yourself full permission to ignore it if you want.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even it's a choice, because sometimes, as you're saying, I'm not ready to make the change or whatever, but even just the practice and I find that this is what we do all the time. But as you're just really wanting to strengthen this muscle, it's like, okay, let's go there first. Right. Then I can go to my head, I can have choices, but even in that habit is where we can create space to listen for our spirit. Because usually people go straight to their head to figure out, to rushing even, I'm not getting guidance. Right. Instead of just sometimes having a pause and letting it bubble up, and most really have fun with it. That's my favorite.
I had a client yesterday who said, my intuition is not at all helping me. I want to sell my house. I keep telling myself and my friends, I want to sell my house, but I've put it on the market. It's not selling. I've lowered the price. It's not selling. And what's going on? My intuition is, I can't tell if it's saying I don't want to sell or I do want to sell. And my mind's saying I want to sell, but it's all tangled up in a big knot. And I said, well, what I would recommend is that your intuition is at least recognize that there's resistance. Just be curious. why am I resisting? If you're not getting intuition, you're getting resistance. Why am I resistant? What to? What am I resistant to? And my client said, I am resistant to the bigger change selling my house was involving, which is relocating to another state. I'm just not ready yet. So I said, then take your house off the market until you really feel like you've sorted that out. So one thing about intuition is maybe you're asking the wrong question. Go to the resistance and what is that speaking to? And ask for your intuition to guide you on that.
I love that. I love that. And that can be a thing if when you're manifesting intuition, it's like, what's not in alignment? And I always like to start with of how you taught me is first start with my own energy field, myself. And then you can go out in the layers, myself.
Be organized.
Yeah.
Like start from go even through the, if you know about the chakras, you could just go, okay, what's the foundation? What do I feel? What do I want to feel? What choices is the next step choice? Where will it connect me? What do I want to disconnect? You can just methodically go through each step. There's a lot of tools in my book, Trust Your Vibes, that break it down. But just slow it down, break it down, and just focus on what is my intuition in suggesting for just the very next step.
I absolutely, absolutely love that. And I absolutely love you. I love you so much.
And being here in New Orleans and the rain stopped.
Oh my gosh, I know it's a miracle. But actually, one quick thing I did want to share is I am doing a manifestation workshop on December 21st at 11 a.m. Central. This would be a great way to wrap up the year, get clear on the year ahead. It's recorded and we'll be practicing all these. So check out the link or come to my website, soniatelli.com. I'd love to have you. And also, thank you so much for tuning in.
And we hope that your inner child enjoys this whole season.
We're sending you all our love. Bye.